Hey everyone, today we are going to talk about subtracting integers. Now for subtracting integers, we are going to revert everything back to addition. So it says the rule for subtracting integers is to add the opposite and then use the rules for adding. For the same sign, you're going to add and attach the sign. For opposite signs, you're going to subtract and attach the sign of the bigger number. So to show you what this is supposed to look like, I'm going to take this minus sign and I'm going to turn it into plus a negative. So this is actually going to be 8 plus negative 10. And then it looks just like all of the addition problems that we were doing yesterday. So for 8 plus negative 10, I'm going to do 10 minus 8, which is 2. And then the 10 is bigger, so I'm going to make it a negative 2. For number 2, it's going to be negative 3 plus negative 6. Negative 3 plus negative 6 is going to be negative 9. For this one, negative 65 minus a negative 54, this right here is why we talked about opposites, because this is the opposite of a negative. Well, the opposite of a negative is a positive. So when I talk about this in terms of addition, it's going to be negative 65 plus 54. Both those negatives go away and they turn into a plus sign. So 65 minus 54 is 11, and the negative is the bigger one. So I'm going to have negative 11. Same thing on number 4. It's going to become 9 plus 19, and 9 plus 19 is 28. 56 minus 78 is going to become 56 plus negative 78. So I'm going to do 78 minus 56, which is 22, and then the 78 is bigger, so I'm going to include a negative on my answer. Number 6 is negative 45 plus negative 22. So I'm going to add those two numbers together, so 67, and then they're both negative, so I'm going to include a negative. Negative 435 plus negative 765. So I'm going to add those two numbers together. So 435 plus 765 is 1,200, and they're both negative, so it's going to be a negative answer. Negative 54 minus negative 76 is going to become negative 54 plus 76. 76 minus 54 is 22, and the larger number is positive, so I'm going to keep it as a positive number. I'm going to leave the rest of these for you guys to practice, so through number 16, so practicing turning it into adding the opposite and then using the rules for addition. And I'm going to jump down to 17, 18, 19, and 20. So when there's more than two integers, you're going to rewrite everything as an addition problem. So I'm going to go through all the way and change all the minuses into plus the opposite. So for number 17, it's going to be negative 14 plus negative 3 plus negative 4 plus 5, because again, that minus negative becomes a plus positive. And then I can combine my negatives. So these three are negative, and then I'm going to add my positive at the end. So negative 17, negative 21 plus 5. 21 minus 5 is 16, and the answer should be negative. So for number 18, 4 plus negative 10 plus 23 plus negative 12. So there's my two negatives. Here's my positives. So 23 plus 4 is 27 plus negative 22. 27 minus 22 is 5, and the result should be positive. For number 19, that minus negative is going to become a plus positive, so negative 3 plus 5 plus negative 4 plus negative 18. So I'm going to combine all of my negatives. Negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 7, plus negative 18 is going to be negative 25 plus 5. 25 minus 5 is 20, and the result is going to be negative. And then on my last one here, 8 plus negative 12 plus negative 3, and then plus 5 at the end for that plus positive. So 8 and 5 are going to be combined together. Negative 12 and negative 3 are going to be combined together. So 13 plus negative 15 is going to give me an answer of negative 2. So with subtraction, it's just really important that you change all those minuses into plus the opposite. So the minus negatives turn into plus positives, and then all the minuses turn into plus a negative. And then once you get everything written as plus a negative, you can evaluate it as if it is addition.